Thank you for joining us here on Republic TV this evening. RRR came, RRR saw, and absolutely conquered the 95th Academy Awards in Los Angeles. Now, Naatu Naatu, the song that everyone's dancing to, won the Oscars for the Best Original Song. The Oscars were awarded to composer M.M. Keeravani, lyricist Chandra Bose. Keeravani sang a version of the Carpenters' hit, Top of the World, as his acceptance speech. Now here's the announcement video and our focus on that big moment for India at the Academy Awards.
Right. You guys are ready? Ooh! RRR!
And a very special guest joining us on the broadcast this evening, Mr. Vijayendra Prasad. Can you hear me, sir? Good evening.
Much like
Mr. Prasad, good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
First of all, congratulations, sir. Congratulations to the entire team at RRR, and you've been a part of it too. What a moment for you, especially your son and the entire team at RRR. Why don't you tell our viewers, I think people want to hear you, about how you're feeling today about this big moment, sir.
In fact, it is a happy moment for three generations. Three generations.
Yes.
Me, my brother Shivashakti Datta, with whom I learned the art of writing a story. And my son Rajamouli, he directed it. My brother's son Keeravani, he gave the music. And my brother's son S.S. Kanchi, he participated in developing the story. There's the second generation. And the ladies, my daughter-in-law, she is the costume designing. Keeravani's wife, my other daughter-in-law, she was the line producer. The third generation, Kalabhairava, son of Keeravani, he sang the song. And another grandson, son of Rajamouli, Kartikeya, he did the production. So the victory of three generations. It's a rare occasion, I think.
Mr. Vijayendra Prasad, I mean, I know there's a time gap between here and what's happening in the Los Angeles, but have you been able to speak to them? I mean, I think this was expected, sir, with the kind of, build-up and the way everyone's celebrating the song Naatu Naatu, especially today. It was expected, right? I mean, you knew this is going to happen.
Yes, I mean, it's a gut feeling I had from the moment the movie was released. Seeing the reception for the song, I had a gut feeling it may get Oscar award.
Yeah. Have you spoken to them? Have you spoken to Keeravani? You spoke about everyone. You spoke about Rajamouli, sir. You spoke about Mr. Keeravani. They all must be on top of the world right now. I mean, the way the India story is shining there, sir. Everyone's talking about the new Indian cinema and the making of the new Indian cinema. How do you react to this? What does it mean to you?
Let me share a little thing about my feelings. A few months back, I met Modi ji. What I thought would be a 1 or 2 minutes courtesy call, it extended nearly 40 minutes. All the 40 minutes, only one agenda Modi ji was speaking, how to bring glory to our country. Various means he was telling me, this we can do, this we can do, this we can do. Really, I was blown with his vision. And I was wondering how I can, and asked, sir, what can we do? He said, already you are doing. In the South, you are bringing, through your movies, you are bringing glory to the country. Please continue, that's what he said. And I was thinking, well, I can see light in Modi ji's eyes once more. There's one more God's given opportunity for us to fulfill the dream of Modi ji, for bringing glory to our country.
Fantastic anecdote. This was before the movie was made or after it was made?
No. Before Oscars.
Before the Oscars.
A few months back I met him.
Fantastic. No, sir, everyone's talking about, so let me tell you something. Here at Republic, we've been talking about the rise of the original Indian cinema. And we celebrate original Indian films. And we've seen some of it in the recent past. it's not just about doing well at the box office, but it's about how they are received by viewers. What's been your experience, Mr. Vijayendra Prasad?
Yeah. When before making the movie, suddenly one day my son asked me, Father, tell me, in which way our country is the richest in the world? I was trying to rack up my brain. Maybe we had gold mines or silver mines or diamond mines or something. No, he said, we are rich in stories. Our culture is rich in stories. No culture can boast the stories we have with us. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad, Ashtas, Puranas. So much of history. So he said, this culture we will take across the world. We will make the world realize how rich our country is. So whatever story we make, in any movie, from the beginning, from the first movie of Rajamouli, my journey with him, you can see the references of our Puranas in all the characters. We get it. There's very heavy influence of all those mythological characters in our stories.
Yeah.
We never want to compromise with that, our culture.
Well said, Mr. Prasad. And do you think there are many such stories yet to be told to Indian audiences?
Many more.
Yeah. And are those the kind of stories that you would want Indian filmmakers to maybe focus on?
Yes, we should concentrate on our culture.
Yeah. And tell us...
You see, seeing the fantastic response we are getting from America, they don't know anything about culture, but because our culture is so rich, they are appreciating it. We have not made any compromises for Western to get the Western markets.
Yeah. So you also wear many hats. You're also a parliamentarian yourself in the Rajya Sabha. Now, I want to ask you, what can we do to take original Indian cinema to the next level? I mean, the kind of reception that we've seen, especially for Indian music, Indian cinema making, for Indian art at the Oscars this time, right? So I think it's perhaps a turning point for Indian cinema to take it to the next level. What more can India do?
Nothing. I want to recollect one interview Rajmohan had with Mr. Spielberg recently. That is what he gave, Stick to your Indian culture. Don't compromise, don't ape any Western thing. It's wonderful. It's a treasure trove you have. Stick to it.
Stick to Indian culture. Is that, and tell us a little bit more about, because today is a special day, I'm trying to stretch my conversation with you as much as possible. Tell us a little bit about the making of this movie. When you wrote the script, what was on your mind? When you wrote the script, how was it received? And give us a few anecdotes of making of this movie, sir.
Yeah, at very beginning, my son had stipulation. I want to make movie with two heroes. He named the people also. Ram Charan and NTR, because he worked with both of them, he has got a very good rapport with them. So there will not be any ego clashes. Both of them, they trust the director. So what are the instructions? I mean, what are guidelines we followed is, let us stick to the story. In a particular scene, one character has to rise, let us raise him. Because other person is a star, let us not compromise. We shall trust the story and we shall follow our heart rather than the dictates of the image of the heroes. Throughout, we are faithful to it.
Yeah. And give us a few anecdotes from the movie, sir, because, we've been speaking to many of the junior artists, someone, who played small roles. And today, when they spoke to Republic in the morning, because they were the ones who we could speak to because they were in India, they were so excited. And, the one thing they said was the attention to detail that Rajamouli, sir, your son, gave to every scene, every dialogue to this particular movie.
Most moving thing was throughout the movie. You see, as a writer, from time to time, he keeps on calling me to watch the rushes. The interval sequence, where we know, as a story writer, I know what is going to happen. Of course, it's going to be a happy ending, but in spite of it, two good friends fighting with each other, every time used to bring tears to my eyes. It's a very, very rare thing. When two persons are fighting with each other, you'll be siding with one person or the other person. But here's not the case. We love both the people. It's like a mother watching. If a mother watches two sons fighting among themselves, she will not appreciate this son is fighting better, not son better. She wants it to stop, but it won't stop. So every time, I think at least I might have watched about 20 to 30 times that sequence. Every time, it never failed to bring tears to my eyes. And second thing, that the Komaram Bhimudo song,
Yes.
how many times I watched, I don't know. But every time I used to wince. I know perfectly well. It's only, I mean, he's acting. Nothing is hitting him. But
Yes.
his portrayal so realistic, so realistic. I used to wince at the torture he's undergoing.
Yeah. So, Mr. Prasad, you know, in the making of this movie, the story, the script, you know, somewhere I read this, you know, I felt very sad today and I didn't want to raise this with you. But I will just pull this up and I will tell you what some people are trying to do. And I don't want to make it a controversy today, but I want to get your perspective on the story. You know, there is this website, and its headline reads, "What amazes me most." And this is perhaps the only site I have seen which is sort of not happy about what has happened today, while the rest of us are celebrating. They say that history is distorted in the story of RRR. How do you respond to people like this today?
Have you ever seen a bride being decorated? When a bride is decorated,
Yes.
the beautiful mascara,
Yes, yes,
lipstick,
of course.
everything and everything.
Of course.
And last they put a black spot
Correct.
for Nazar. Bara
Correct.
Nazar Kaili.
Yes, yes.
Let us
Drishti.
take it like that.
Drishti.
Yes. Yes. Let us take it like that.
Okay. No, that's why I didn't want to bring it up, but I just feel so sad. But we're really proud, Mr. Vijayendra Prasad. I think, my
You see,
last question to you.
No. There's a two-way of interpretation. It's
Yeah.
not distorting. You
Yeah.
have taken liberty.
Yeah.
Have you seen Inglorious Bastards?
Yes, yes, of course. Of course.
Where patriots, they killed the Hitler.
Yes,
Do you call distort? No, it's called parallel history.
yes,
You see, distortion means when you
yes,
play the repetition of the character, it's called distortion.
yes.
It's not distortion. We have glorified the characters. You see, what you want to see, we are not worried about what exactly happened in the life of Sitaram Razu or Komaram Bhim.
Yeah,
From the very beginning, they should be the role models for the youth, for the sacrifice, for the grit, for the commitment towards the country.
yeah,
We want to set role models through the characters.
correct.
That's our aim. I think we succeed a little.
Yeah. And did you speak to Mr. Rajamouli? What? I mean, a lot must be going on in the minds of Mr. Rajamouli, Mr. Keeravani, everyone who you've known so closely.
Yes,
I mean,
I spoke to him on the phone.
yes.
There's a laughter in his, there's a small laughter.
Huh.
But I could visualize, suppose the mother, after going undergo so much of pains, delivery pains,
Yes,
finally she holds her beautiful baby in her hands.
yes.
What the feeling the mother has,
Yeah.
I think my son had the same feeling.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to Republic TV. Just want to tell you that we're all very proud of Team RRR. It's not just about this Oscar, sir, but I think what you set out to do and what you've done eventually and the way people have received it, it's a rage. A few minutes back, I don't know whether I have that clip, but our reporter was at the South Korean embassy. We were called to the South Korean embassy in Delhi only because they wanted to dance to the song Naatu Naatu as a tribute to the RRR team. I'll try and play that if I have that. I want you to see it, actually. I want you to see it. But while I pull that out, because my producers are saying that I just need about 15 seconds to pull that out, tell me a little bit about Naatu Naatu, sir. Tell me a little bit about, okay, I think I have that song. After I just want to show you the pictures and then I'll ask you to tell us a little bit about the song.
Yes,
Let's just play it in the middle. If you can see the screen, I just want to show you the pictures of that. You know, these are members of the South Korean embassy and they called our reporters there because they wanted to pay a tribute to Team RRR. I'm just trying to pull that out. Okay, let's just play that in the middle. Let's just play that in the middle so that Mr. Vijayendra Prasad can see that as well. Just playing that out, yeah.
we'll just try and go to them because, I just think, they're all ready. Can we have those steps once again? Because we saw on February 23rd, and since morning we are seeing that you all are very happy and grooving on those songs. Can we have the steps once again?
Sure, no problem. With the music.
I can just first show you the step.
It's very the hook step.
Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So how long it took you all to practice and just coordinate
There was a clip of
amongst
them
yourself?
dancing as well. To
Yeah,
the
well, actually, we have a really great director. Please come in here. Her name is Lee, and she's actually got a lot of experience in all these productions, and she's the one who taught us how to dance. Please.
Yeah, since everyone knows we are not a professional, so I made the easy version of the dance, and everyone, including the ambassador, practiced very hard, and we did well, I think.
What was the easy version? Because I was seeing the moves, it was very difficult. Can you teach me also a move? Because it was very difficult. Because
Okay.
how did you do it? Like what?
Yeah.
One,
Yeah.
side,
This is it.
back, side,
and left,
left,
right.
right.
Yeah, okay, so
left,
that's
right.
basically, they were called because they wanted to pay tribute to the RRR team, and that's the, we're getting so many videos, Mr. Vijayendra Prasad. So when you look at these videos, tell us a little bit about Naatu Naatu and why in your view it's a rage.
There are two things. You see, the major credit should go to the Prem Rashid, the choreographer. He is everything behind the song. He did so many beautiful, I believe he composed more than 100 steps. 100 steps more than for this song. So major credit should go for Prem Rashid. And the song itself is a story. It's not just a song, it's a story. By that time, we Indians, we don't want the British have an upper hand on us. And we are sympathetic with the character of Bhim. And the white man insults Bhim, naturally wanting for retaliation. Actually, there's a fight scene. But the fight, whatever the emotion you get in the fight, the director and the writer and the music director got through a song. A perfect victory over the whites. Apart from the visual beauty, apart from all the things, there is a story behind it.
Well, absolutely. And fantastic story, and appreciate you taking the time out and speaking to us, Mr. Vijayendra Prasad. Thank you for speaking to Republic TV, and once again, congratulations to you and the entire team at RRR, and especially your family, your son, and I think there's, like you said, it's generations that we will have to sort of congratulate for this one. It's a special one for all of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That is Vijayendra Prasad, thank you, sir. The writer of the movie RRR and the father of Rajamouli, and of course his son is in the US along with the team. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Vijayendra Prasad.
Thanks, sir.